In the waning glow of dusk, giant temple spires pierce the jungle canopy. Vines creep up weathered stones that once knew the touch of god kings. A distant lotus bell tolls as the last light of a once ancient empire flickers against the pillars of Angkor Wat. In this moment, history feels alive, even as a lost civilization lies silent beneath our feet. Here, on the fringe of memory, the echoes of glory still whisper through empty halls. The broken ruins and relics are testament to rulers long gone, the forgotten kings whose laughter and prayers once filled these courtyards. The air is thick with the weight of centuries. There is a holiness to this silence, a final breath of an empire that stretched from today's Cambodia to southern China. To truly understand Angkor's rise and fall, we must travel back to the first dawn of the Khmer story. On sacred Phnom Kulen in 802 CE, Prince Jayavarman II proclaimed himself a universal sovereign, a god king of a new realm. He founded an empire called Kamboja, building canals and reservoirs with remarkable ancient wisdom, taming the floodplains of the Tonle Sap. Over 6 centuries, the Khmer engineered irrigation networks so vast that their capital became the world's largest pre-industrial urban complex. At its height, Kamboja ruled almost all of Southeast Asia. Its kings ruled as demigods on earth, adorned with jewelry and garb as sumptuous as their ambition, conducting rituals to claim divine mandate. They erected colossal temple mountains of stone echoes of Mount Meru that bridged heaven and earth to cement their legacy for eternity. By the 12th century, under King Suryavarman II, Angkor entered its zenith. He united the kingdom after years of turmoil and set out to build the grandest monument ever dreamed. Construction began in 1113 CE on a temple dedicated to Vishnu Angkor Wat, a palace temple complex carved from millions of sandstone blocks. For 37 years, the shock of mallets and the ring of chisels echoed through the jungle as tens of thousands toiled on causeways and galleries. Soft drum roll builds. By 1150, the towers of Angkor Wat rose like lotus buds, the largest religious structure in the world. Inside its bas-reliefs, celestial dancers and mythic battles come alive in stone. The cool inner sanctums of Angkor Wat still seem to hold the breath of priests long gone, a sacred legacy carved in granite. At that moment of splendor, the empire's power could not have seemed so fragile. Suryavarman II sent armies east against the kingdom of Champa and west toward China. His conquests stretched the empire, but also sowed future unrest. By the late 12th century, new forces arose in the north. The Thai kingdoms, Sukhothai and Ayutthaya, began to chafe under Khmer domination. Inside Angkor, court intrigues and dynasty squabbles quietly simmered. Kings were deposed in palace coups, one Femei warlord murdering his brother in the night, another usurper poisoning the royal cup. Echoing whisper, the empire's throne was salted with betrayal as often as it was anointed by incense. The Twilight Conquest and Redemption. Then came 1177. Darkness falls. A fleet of war canoes crept up the Tonle Sap Lake under cover of night. Cham warriors, fed up with Khmer suzerainty, stormed the capital. By dawn, the city of Angkor lay sacked and the king dead. Once feared and revered, the invaders carted off sacred statues and set fire to palaces. In the distance, battle horns and screams. Stone was stained with blood. It was the empire's first great twilight. From the ashes of this conquest, a new hero would arise to keep the flame from dying. The Buddhist prince Jayavarman VII swept in like a storm. He drove the Chams out and claimed the throne, promising an era of redemption. The scars of war still ran deep here, a shattered stupa, there a ruined grandstand. Over the next 2 decades, he became Angkor's greatest king. In 1191, he opened hospitals for the sick, asylums for the poor, and built 102 hospitals across the countryside. He forged hundreds of miles of straight stone highways and rest houses so that even peasants could travel safely. He consecrated a new capital, Angkor Thom, great city, at the heart of the jungle. There he built the Bayon, the temple of myriad serene faces gazing across the land. Carved on the Bayon's walls, reliefs of Jayavarman's life mix Buddhist sages with Hindu demons, showing that, for a time, harmony reigned between faiths. Yet, even Jayavarman VII's triumphs could not stop the tide of fate. In the 13th and 14th centuries, the first frost of decline crept over Kamboja. The sands of time had settled on Angkor's glory. Hydraulic works, failed reservoirs cracked, irrigation channels silted, and seasonal floods and droughts struck with cruel unpredictability. Scholars now agree that climate change and ecological strain dealt a heavy blow. Crops withered where they once thrived. Amid these trials, external pressures mounted. Thai kingdoms grew bold. Armies raided Angkor in 1369 and 1389. Cultural bonds frayed as Theravada Buddhism spread, undermining the god-king cult. Old Brahmin priests lost influence. Temples saw fewer offerings. The empire's time and memory seemed to slip away. No empire lasts forever. The fate of empires is written in blood and sand. In 1431, a final siege came. Ayuthya's armies marched on Angkor. There were no great heroes left. The gods of Mount Meru had perhaps abandoned their temple. Bang! The royal throne fell. The city was looted one last time. Khmer records went silent. A torch burned its final flicker. Dawn revealed Angkor empty. The ruins and relics were left to the jungle's embrace. For centuries, Angkor was a stone ghost, half swallowed by vines, its echoes of glory a whisper on the wind. Yet the Khmer people's memory smoldered. Rediscovery in the 19th century revealed its magnificence to the world. Today, Angkor Wat gleams under the sun as both monument and muse, etched on Cambodia's flag, an enduring symbol of cultural heritage. Millions of pilgrims and tourists walk these causeways, imagining priests and princes once strode here. Modern archaeology has revealed hidden city blocks and waterworks, ancient wisdom reborn through science. Even the mightiest empires crumble, yet their spirit can bloom again through memory and culture. In the end, the last light of the forgotten empire endures not in conquest, but in legacy. Starlight on Angkor's towers is shared by all humanity, a reminder that greatness may fade into dust, but echoes of glory illuminate the future. Angkor's song has not been silenced, has been woven into history's tapestry, a requiem and a promise. The final stones still stand. Through them, the forgotten empire is not lost to time, it is reborn through our remembrance.